and money. Money-making thoughts, the conversation, awesome interviews with people who turn defeat into a victory, food for thought. In the kitchen, Mikkel's Corner, all part of a show you expect to leave you moved, touched, and inspired. The Prosperity Work is our weekly guide for growing in prosperity. This is where we invite you to put your butt on the line. This is where the rubber meets the road when it comes to using your mind and spirit to increase your health, joy, and wealth. Tonight, we are interviewing Dan Prosser, the author, creator of Breakthrough Solutions Framework, and renowned coach for CEOs committed to having results that exceed all expectations. Dan has worked with CEOs at all levels, from new entrepreneurs to industry titans, in creating a paradigm of success that is without equal. Dan has experienced the other side of the mountain, the valley, and the mountaintop, and has used those challenges to empower himself by empowering others. His work has touched the lives of business owners and their employees, creating work environments that empower everyone. Dan is a champion for humanity. It's time for a little spoken word to kick off the show from the original Sunshine Princess of Poetry. Shawnee, take it away.
Well, audience, thank you, Nakia. And audience, Shawnee is unavailable tonight. She's on the road traveling. If you're in the New Orleans area, check her out. She didn't give us the details. Sorry about that. But she's hanging out in the Big N.O. But she did leave an awesome poem. So buckle up, sit back for a ride. One moment. DJ, that mic is hot.
I confess, you were mine in another lifetime. You see, I remember your smile. And I know you don't quite understand that my ears have heard and my eyes have seen that you complete me. It was destined that we meet. See, you fathered my child, allowing me to give birth to heaven on earth. Some say I'm cursed. But if that means loving and having us, then I'd gladly be marked for life tattooed with your smile. And in the words of Caleb Israel, Al Green got my eyes low. But that green stimulates growth, tells me that you are more than worthy to know. And not just on the outside, but deep inside with words of knowledge embedded in my mind. I see us standing side by side, conversating, making me high on life. So see the world through our daughter's virgin eyes, pure, innocent tears, crying, cleansing me within. And I reminisce so I can see it all over again. Maybe you can try that every now and then. See, I want you to truly comprehend. So thanks. Because when my world seems imbalanced, you shifted back into place. Graced by your presence, my former imperfections erased. Together we gravitate, and our daily travel takes us to a brighter place, the sunshine. I know you remember the place that makes us smile. Yeah, baby, that's still wild. So how do you retrace your steps? They ask, but baby, that is the wrong question. The answer is why. So it stays fresh, clear as the night sky, with reflections of our footprints in the water along the seawall. And the sounds of the waves remind me of better days that I shared with you. You take it away, you give it back, and I still love you. But I wonder if you knew that it's how intense my lips recall your first last kiss, and how your touch is the chain that links my senses, and I still feel you from a distance. I am strong enough to be your fist, but soft enough to be submissive. Are you listening? Because fate has continued to put you in my life, and karma has upped the ante every time I lay by your side. She reminds me, you are my left side, my strong side, my beautiful black butterfly. You are my dream catcher, my soul's protector, my greater than, less than, or equal to. But I wonder if you knew just how much I love you. So I have a question. Do you? And if you don't, then I must have made a mistake. I can't take it back and it can't be erased, so I ask you to embrace my love for your happiness. Allow me to show you how well your life should be spent. Your love is my gift, and you have filled my life with riches beyond belief. With you, my soul sings, my mind is at peace. When you're away, my heart just grieves. Are you listening? And if you can't handle it, then walk away, and I'll simply say nothing.
Snap, snap, toe tap. That was Shiny the Poet. Well, before we continue, it's time to see what money-making thought Darnell has for us today. Take it away, sir.
Thank you, Ronnie B. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Willingness to learn. Look back at everything you did yesterday and ask yourself this simple but powerful question. What worked and what didn't? The way to improve and to become more effective is to learn. The way to learn is to take the time to look at what actually happened. Oh, yeah. You don't need some elaborate, celebrated guru to reveal to you how to improve the work. You just need the willingness to learn from what you've done. Instead of getting angry or frustrated about your failures, choose, and I mean choose to learn from them. Instead of getting boastful or complacent about your successes, make the choice to learn from them. Learn what helps you, what holds you back, what makes you more effective, and what slows you down. Learn from your encounters, your experiences, your joys, your setbacks, and from the surprising twist that life often takes. And everything is the valuable opportunity to learn if you'll simply decide to do so. Learn from it all and make each day better than the one before. What I've learned from my personal experiences about growing my mind when it comes to being willing to learn is I don't know, so I must learn. I must receive the information to learn. I must commit myself to learning. I must open up new avenues by learning all the things I need to help grow my mind and money. I will see you later, for sure, in the show. But right now it's time for our special interview with Dan Prosser, the CEO's coach. Ronnie B., over to you.
We are continuing our conversation for prosperity with Dan Prosser, whose commitment to creating a new paradigm for businesses has made him successful in causing a transformation in businesses around the world. But first, Darnell, being willing to learn. And I love the line where you said, in everything is the valuable opportunity to learn if you'll simply decide to do so. Learn from it all and make each day better than the one before. And that's just so perfect with the guest we have tonight. Now, in the first part of the show, we will learn about a challenge Dan faced in having his dreams fulfilled, a challenge that knocked the wind out of his sails. Somehow, some way, he kept going and used that challenge to give him strength that has made him successful in every area he chooses to focus his time and energy. In part 2 of the show, Nakia will continue the interview and look at some of the challenges Dan faces in having his business and vision fulfilled. In the finale, Dan will share with Daronell a couple of practices that will make a difference in reaching your goals for wealth and prosperity. Dan will also share the future of his business and his upcoming projects. Thank you, Dan Prosser, for being on the show tonight.
Well, thank you, Ronnie B. It's great to be here. It's great to be talking with you, especially.
Wow.
You're a hero of mine. You got to know that, man.
I thank you, sir. I thank you. Well, Dan, it's really great, and it's a privilege having you on. Now, Dan, we're going to dive right into it.
Uh-huh.
Now, what we're asking in this part of the show is for you to please share an incident or a time in your life that knocked the wind out of your sails, when the going got even rougher and you felt like you were lost. And please be as specific as possible so we can truly appreciate what you were experiencing.
Sure. I'd love to share this. You know, I have really got to think about this. I've been in business for, 40 years, and most of those 40 years I've been in my own business. And so there's a lot of challenges. There's a lot of times when I've had the wind knocked out of my sails. I think the thing that jumps up right away for me when I ask myself that question is when I sold my businesses. You know, I started in business in 1986. I pioneered a concept of telecommunications management primarily for the hospitality industry, and these clients of mine hired me to be, and hired my employees with me to be their telecommunications management business or department. And so we came in and helped them do a lot of work to improve performance on their systems. And along the way, I discovered that there were some interesting things about business that people really weren't seeing in their business, and I started a software business. So I had two businesses going at the same time. This management business, which was focused on an early technology, which was telecommunications. Believe it or not, telecommunications is kind of an early technology when you look at what's happening today. And then going into the enterprise management software, creating management software so that my clients could improve the performance of their businesses. Well, you know, I put everything I had into these companies, and you know, we had, 35, 40 employees.
Wow.
But we were doing really a very good business and leading the industry in the telecommunications area, and then really beginning to open up this area of thinking using software. This was at the time when, I don't know if you'll remember this, but back when Windows was...
Okay, well, Dan, what I'm going to ask you to do is, I'm going to ask you to fast forward what happened that you sold your business.
And so,
knocked the wind out of your sails.
Well, I had these two great businesses. We were going full sail. And I was at a conference, and some fellas came up to me and said, I'm really interested in talking to you about buying your business. And I said, well, I hadn't even thought about selling. Well, they pursued it with me, and we arrived at a price, and I sold the businesses. And what happened next was probably the most disturbing part of business for me, and that was letting my employees all move to Dallas and leaving me in a 7,000 square foot office space by myself, literally. Seeing them all go. Part of the deal was that I was not going to follow the business to Dallas. I was going to remain in Houston. And so all my employees left, and I see them all leave, and in the meantime, the deal went kind of south,
Oh man!
And it wasn't the deal itself. It wasn't the business that went south. It was the relationship with the new owners.
Oh,
became very disappointing. Very much knocked the wind out of my sails, and so. What I had planned on doing was staying with the company.
Yeah. I just want to give 1 second because I want to give the English version. Okay. So here is the English version for our listeners, and the English version goes like this: He created a leading edge technology company. Didn't want you to think we forgot that.
Thanks for saying that.
He did not look to sell his company. He was approached. And I get the impression that these were not people who were involved in criminal enterprises, but other business people approached him.
Right.
Listen to the conversation. Oh, man, this would be great. You can come into our big, I'm going to fill in a little bit, and it'll be even bigger, better. And we'll take on these employees. And basically what they did was, now we call this, they screwed him. That would be.
We don't want to say that. We don't.
That would be the That would be the non-technical English version that everybody can get. Okay, so we won't say it that way. They treated him rather shabbily, and in the process of treating him rather shabbily. It was not a good situation.
No, it was mostly to their benefit, you see. It was not exactly
But that would be called treating you like rather shabbily.
Yeah, it wasn't the way I thought it would go. That's for sure. and I don't tell a lot of people, but here I am telling everybody, right? I think it was like the worst thing that could happen.
Now I'm going to ask you, who did you blame?
Well, so of course I blamed them at first. I got very angry and I sued him.
Okay, you blamed him and you
I sued him.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean and let me tell you about that. That's a lot of energy, a lot of negative energy to hang on to, and it was a very interesting learning time. It was a very interesting time in which I had to really stop and think, and there was a really basic conversation that happened along the way with my father, who is an extraordinary entrepreneur and very successful, multimillionaire, successful public company, and I had a conversation with him, and he helped me to. I needed that outside person to help me see where my focus really was and where it was really hurting me. And that was great. So
I just want to get that was because I get that like a lot of bitterness there. And then when you look up and you've been how the shenanigans that went on, and you were playing it straight. And but here it is, your father, who I can sense the pride you have in your father. Actually, kind of, gave you that love and advice to get you back on track.
Oh yeah, my ultimate entrepreneur,
Yeah, and I can just only imagine. Now my father, bless his heart, he's not an entrepreneur. So everything I do is insane.
Of course.
Okay, but and from his world, he is correct because it's not the same. It's just not apples and oranges. So I respect that about him. Raised me, kept me fed. But I can get that we all want that person to respect and honor what we do.
True.
Like,
and let me tell you, it's embarrassing.
Like on an equal level, yeah.
Yeah, and it's embarrassing when you have to sit down and say, hey, I made a mistake here. I didn't...
No, that's not embarrassing. was embarrassing when you had to tell your dad that you got hornswoggled.
That's right.
That's what's embarrassing. Like,
when he told me to watch out for it.
Didn't I learn anything from you? If it was making a mistake, I made a mistake. So, no, I was hornswoggled.
Exactly.
Oh, God.
I'll tell you the best advice he gave me, and it seems too simple almost, but it was like, you've got a whole future ahead of you, and it's only money. You got to let go, and you got to let go because it's the past. Because if you're going to have a future, you can't drag this thing around.
Oh, no.
And so it was a tough time for me. It was a tough year, and it meant that I had to reinvent myself again, and in a big way, because I needed to. I really needed this. It was like it was. When I look back,
there is no victory without loss.
That's true. I like that.
There is no victory without loss.
Yeah.
And that is how it be. But you know what? We could talk forever, Dan. I love what you've been sharing. But we're going to have to move on. What words of wisdom will you share with our listeners about the topic the Voice of Reason spoke on, being willing to learn when it comes to your wealth and prosperity?
Well, what would I say? I would say that you've got to be willing to give something up in order to have a much more powerful future. You've got to be willing to risk the past for a much more powerful future.
Wow. Well, what you've been sharing is a blessing, and I'm moved, touched, and inspired by your good sense of humor.
Thanks, honey.
And what I see for myself is the possibility of being relentless.
Ah, beautiful.
Being relentless. Now, we will hear more from our guest, Dan Prosser, later in the show. It's time for my favorite angel, A Prosperous Spirit with Miss Cookie. And, I think tech issues, Miss Cookie. I think we got you now.
Okay. Thank you again, Ronnie B. Grace. I make room for God's grace. Some days I may feel stuck in negativity. I may wallow in complaints or find my mind fixed on a certain story, belief, or plan that has me feeling troubled. In such instances, my mind has no room for divine ideas, nor is it receptive to the wisdom and inspiration of spirit. As I gently dismiss limiting thoughts and climb the truth of spirit's bountiful good, I make room for God's grace in my life. I recognize that abundance, vitality, and well-being are already present within me. I let go of any preconceptions of what my good should look like and embrace the fullness of God's good as it is expressing right now. An abundance, grace-filled life is already mine. Michelle, take us to break. Hello?
Well, Mikhail may be tech issues on her. Up next, In the Kitchen with Miss Cookie, Mikhail's Corner, and more. Please stay tuned.
Think you or your business will not be sued? Think you're protected from being sued because you're incorporated? Think again. During these turbulent economic times, businesses of all sizes are being sued at alarming rates, and lawyers know how to pierce the corporate veil successfully. Local, state, and federal agencies can put liens on your business and personal assets while your case is being litigated, even if your business is operating properly. You've just been sued and the courts will subpoena your corporate record book. Think your accountant has everything in order? Think again. And remember Enron, AIG, and others whose accountants now face criminal prosecution. E-Business Lending, LLC has the team you need to work with you to protect your personal and business assets during these times of extremely high litigation and government investigations. Contact Anthony Norris immediately at 877-271-2570, extension 708. That's Anthony Norris at 877-271-2570, extension 708. You can visit us at the web at ebusinesslendingllc.com. Don't wait until you or your business has been sued. Call Anthony at eBusiness Lending today.
Welcome back. We give it all to you on Grow Your Mind and Money, and we do it all with love. Okay, something smells great. I think it's a dish Miss Cookie has been whipping up in the kitchen. Miss Cookie, what do you have for us?
Welcome to the kitchen. We have a great recipe to feed those hearty appetites that have been working diligently on growing their minds and money. I have a little quickie for you tonight. It's a 25-minute meal. Get those pens and paper handy. Here comes the ingredients, and this recipe is called the Balsamic chicken with apple, lent, and spinach salad. You will need 3 tablespoons of olive oil, 4 6-ounce boneless skinless chicken breast, kosher salt and pepper, 2 tablespoons balsamic vinegar, 2 scallions thinly sliced, 1 green apple cut into small pieces, and I don't know what's wrong with my tongue today, 1 stalk of celery thinly sliced, 2 tablespoons of fresh lemon juice, 1 15-ounce can of lentil rinse, 2 cups of baby spinach chopped, a half a cup of fresh flat leaf parsley, roughly chopped. Here comes the preparation. Heat 1 tablespoon of oil in a large skillet over medium heat. Season the chicken with 1/2 teaspoon of salt and pepper and cook until golden brown and cook thoroughly 8 to 10 minutes per side. Remove from heat and add the vinegar. Turn the chicken to coat. Meanwhile, in a large bowl, toss the scallions, the apple, celery, lemon juice, remaining 2.5 tablespoons of oil, 1/2 a teaspoon of salt, and 1 teaspoon of pepper. Fold in the lentil, spinach, and parsley, and that's optional if you want to add that, and stir it all together. Put it on a nice plate. Arrange it after you have sliced the chicken breast into nice slices. Enjoy, enjoy, enjoy. And if you would like to switch it up, try this dish with boneless pork chops instead of the chicken. Cook the pork chops until golden brown and just cook thoroughly 6 to 8 minutes per side. Slice it in nice neat slices and serve it on the spinach and greens. Enjoy, enjoy. And now it is time for that fantastic McHale's Corner with our favorite future Grammy Award winner. Let's give a big smooch and a rose to McHale.
Thank you, Miss Cookie. Smooches and roses to you. My mic is on now. Hello, everyone. Tonight, we are featuring music from Philip Brown out of Seattle, Washington, and his album, Take My Hand. From the website, with musical influences from the greats such as Elvis, Marvin, Jimmy, MJ, Cobain, R. Kelly, and Frank Sinatra, Phil Crown flaunts his diverse musical background in his new single, Take My Hand. Now, as you know, we asked the team to vote whether the track should get a smooch and a rose, or if it needs a little more fertilizing. Now, our first panel is comprised of our guest, Dan, the one and only AJ Scratch himself, Mr. Darnell Moore, and the beautiful and sweet Miss Cookie. So let's check out this first track called Take My Hand. I hope it's good. DJ, let's run it.
Every time I see ya, girl, I wanna be around ya. And that's just the way it is, yeah. Said I can't help myself, cause I keep on falling for you. And that's just the way it is, yeah. Rockin' long hair, baby, like your mother. Can compare your girl to no other. So beautiful. And that's just the way it is. Body tight, looking good in any color. I'm a hot girl, hotter than the summer. So beautiful. Take my hand and fly away. From Acapulco to France, we out in Paris to dance. I'ma get you ready, ready to take my hand tonight. Fly from LA to Miami, girl. Planes all around the world. You ready, ready? Just take my hand tonight. So where you wanna go? Girl, what you wanna see? Just come with me. You're my life like a new addition. Gotta cool it now. Gotta cool it now. Gonna lose control. Let's slow it down. Rockin' long hair, baby, like your mother. Can't compare your girl to no other. So beautiful. Beautiful. Your body tight, looking good in any color. Hot girl, hotter than the summer. Just take my hand and come with me. Acapulco to France, we out in Paris to dance. I'ma get you ready, ready to take my hand, my hand. From LA to Miami, girl. Sing all around the world. You ready, ready? Are you ready? Take my hand, girl. Lead to Miami, girl. Planes all around the world. You ready, ready? Just take my hand tonight. Don't worry about the money, girl. Have you fly around the world? Ooh, ooh. Have you sitting poolside, sipping, just enjoy your life. Ooh. Just take my hand. From Acapulco to France, we out in Paris to dance. You ready, ready to take my hand, take my hand tonight. LA to Miami, girl. Planes all around the world. You ready, ready? Just take my hand tonight.
All right, listeners, that was Mr. Phil Crown with Take My Hand, and that is his new single. So let's go to the panel and see what they have to say. Let's start off with Darnell Moore. How you feeling for the third season?
Oh, I'm doing good, McKay.
Can I take your hand?
Yes, yes, come on.
What do you think about Mr. Phil Crown?
Hey, I thought it was overall not bad. I'm going to give him a half a rose on that one. I thought, once he started kind of getting a little bit up there. I thought it kind of lost me, but I give him half a rose on this one.
And you don't get no smooch?
Oh, no.
Oh, no. I love it. Okay, well, let's definitely keep this thing going. Well, every now and then you gotta have, all the time, you gotta have a lady search. Miss Cookie, what do you think about Take My Hand? Did you like the groove, or we gonna go ahead and back the truck up?
Well, we just going on and back it up, I didn't get it going for me there. I'm sorry, but it just didn't click. I could give them a half a truckload, so.
Oh my goodness, half a truckload, but you're gonna go and give them the whole thing. Well, I think Mr. Dan loves music. I can tell by his swag. So let's see, Mr. Dan, what do you think about Mr. Phil Crown? Does he?
Oh, I'm gonna have to give Mr. Phil Crown a shrug. Really? No smooch, no rose. I think it sounds a little too much like a lot of other music I hear, and I do listen to a lot of music.
I can
all day long, as a matter of fact.
I know that's right. Turn it up.
Yeah, but I like it. It's fine. It's great. It's good listening music, but no, not a smooch.
So
smooching.
He needs some fertilizer.
Night.
Okay. So he needs some fertilizer. Okay. Fertilizer we go. Well, let's see what Mr. AJ Scratch has to say. AMJ, what's up? Yeah, yes, up there.
Well, I'm going to have to give it a pebble.
Pebble?
Because it's better than what we had since the beginning of the year. So, it sounds better than all the other stuff we've been hearing, so I'm going to give it a half of a pebble.
You know what?
Turn up.
Well, you know what I love about it is that y'all added on some other things, but I think that would mean a half a smooch.
So I just want to give it a petal of a rose. That's what it is.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, me, myself, I'll go ahead and give the rest of the smooches and roses. I'll just give them the whole thing. I like the groove. It was nice. And it did do a little bit better than a lot of the music that we've had thus far. But shout out to Phil Crown with Take My Hand. Check out his single. Now, our next performer is Stevie Madison from Irvine, California, with her album, Then There's You. Now, from her website, amidst the thriving Southern California music scene, Stevie Madison lights up the stage with her powerful voice and performance, a striking mix of charisma and enchanting humility. Miss Madison embodies the polish and poise of seasoned professionals throughout her field. Well, with that being said, our next panel is comprised of our guest, Dan, Nakia, the beautiful, the sweet. Now, Shawnee's not here, but we don't make it sweet with Ronnie B. He's sweet sometimes. But we'll see what the panel is going to say about Then There's You. DJ, let's go.
I've never been one to surrender. I keep my heart in its place. I don't hold my cards too easy. I'm the boss in this game. I don't buckle, I don't bend, I don't shoot what I can't have, what I can't have. Don't fall for anything, but then there's you. Things I could get around, things I could do.
that was Then There's You by the wonderful Stevie Madison. Well, we're going to go to the panel now and see what's everyone feeling, if they're feeling it or not. Smooches and Roses or a little fertilizer. And being that my sister, my girl, Shani, isn't here, you know, it's always good to hear from a producer. So we got AMJ in the house. We're going to let him see what he has to say about this, fill in for Shani. So, Mr. AMJ, what do you say about Then There's You?
I'm going to have to give that a smooch in the rose. Y'all hear me? Y'all hear me? Everybody got quiet?
Everybody's like, what? AMJ, smooches and roses. One time for the people. All right, he shouted it out. Well, shout out to Madison, but it's not over. Let's see what the beautiful Nakia has to say. Was you feeling it or not?
All I heard was the music. I couldn't understand any of her words, so I don't understand how Smooch and a Rose was put on the table, but...
Well, I think, is that fertilizer?
I mean, I can't even really give it fertilizer because I don't know what she was saying. I only heard the title throughout the whole song, and just a part of she had her share of, but I don't know what she had her share of, so I'll give it a little fertilizer because I couldn't really understand what she was saying, but I'll give her a little smooch because I like the music in itself, so I don't know.
I don't know. Well, I'll tell you what. I know somebody that just might have it right on the head because he's a music man, and it's my guest. Mr. Dan, what do you say about Then There's You?
I'm going to give it a smooch and a rose because I like the cross between Nashville and Orange County, California. It's kind of like...
You know what? You know what, Dan? I don't know if it'll be inappropriate for me to come over and just kiss you on the cheek because I like the way you just put that Nashville, California. I love it.
Cross. She's kind of a crossover singer, and she's I think she's got some talent. Can't take it away from her.
Smooches and roses.
I can get. It's hard to hear her words. It kind of was, but
thank you.
You know, a little too much instrumental at the end, but I'll still give her a smooch and a rose.
That's a real music man, but I tell you one guy that always puts the cherry on top for me because he's so good. Mr. Ronnie B, how did you like Then There's You?
Well, first off, I heard her lines totally, especially the part when she says, stick my tongue out and take it slow. Wow. Now, baby, you get the smooch of the rose. You get the smooch and a rose.
We're rated here. Yeah.
To talk about Then There's You. There's only you if you're talking like that. I like the track. I like the beat. I like the band, the music itself, and maybe our technology didn't do the song justice. Maybe our technology, old Grumpy, would help if we could get equipment that didn't still use tubes.
But that's a smooch and a rose?
Smooch and a rose.
Yes, well, with that being said, I am going to second that. I totally love that. I do agree that, so smooches and roses, but I will say that, the music at the end was a little bit, the music kind of took over the song and you kind of got lost afterwards. But her voice is good. She was in her lane, country. It was nice. Nashville, Cali, represent, love it. Smooches and roses to Stevie Madison. Now, with that being said, if you like what you heard from Philip Crown, check him out at philipcrown.com. If you like what you heard from Stevie Madison, check her out at steviemadison.com, and that's STEVI Madison.com. Smooches and roses, everyone. And Darnell, please take us to break.
No problem, Mikhail. We continue our interview with Dan Prosser, the CEO's coach, Shiny Sunshine Lounge, and Voices from the...
Oh,
Oh, beautiful, just beautiful.
Oh, how adorable is that?
Edible Arrangements has a fresh fruit bouquet to make any occasion special. Our bouquets are made with fresh premium fruit, arranged in a variety of stunning displays. Make every occasion special with Edible Arrangements. Guys, the baby's over here.
Oh, all right. Oh, okay, yes.
And don't even think about touching my edible arrangements.
For pickup or delivery nationwide, call 877-DO-FRUIT, 877-DO-FRUIT, or go to ediblearrangement.com. That's ediblearrangement.com. Yeah.
Oh, my. What a nice looking baby you've got there.
Make all your special moments. Moments with Edible Arrangements.
We give it all to you on Grow Your Mind and Money, and we do it all with love. Now, it's time to visit the lounge. Shani, take it away.
Well, Darnell, Shani left me the keys to the Sunshine Lounge, where we feature a mixture of goodies that will stimulate your mind and maybe have you tap your foot. Now, tonight we have an awesome poet, an old grumpy legend, performing Distant Memories. That mic is hot.
Held captive by my own embrace, a silent calm is taking place. I so want to lose myself, but I can't, because I'm protecting me from the woman that I am. Faint spells of distant memories are starting to contrast, and I'm not feeling any of them because things hurt so much from my past. Dominated by my own thoughts, I can't change my frame of mind. I'm wrapped up in time and I can't break away. Never thinking there would become a day when yesterday's tomorrow would bring so much pain and sorrow. Borrow bits and pieces of happiness from my memories to remind me that all my choices in life weren't all bad. Sad though, to think that there are days or times in my life that I can't prepare or share with others nor myself. Shelving everything seems so appropriate. There is some crazy inkling it's not there anymore. But we all know it's just waiting for the inappropriate time to emerge from the covers. Hovering lovers, friends, family, kids, abandoned babies, abortion, some of those things I did. Grin and bear them, I did. But somehow I feel I'm carrying the weight of all my sins, which is a mighty heavy load. There are times I feel I may explode, and unlike Job, I fell weak and entertained my thoughts. And I became a false prophet in my world of oblique words and shot of things, if you know what I mean. Things you may not recover from. You just may think you need a gun to end it all like a coward on the run. Funny, no one warned you this would come. A day when you would take a life your own. You always thought you were strong. Thrown to the wolves of your past. Can you last? Or will you be eaten hollow and swallowed by the black hole of sorrow? There will be tomorrows that will fade away in the distance and bring you back to your existence. And with persistence, as you move on, there will become a strange calm, a tingling embrace that makes way for days of distant memory.
All right. Team, is Distant Memories getting some snaps or some rotten tomatoes? Don Ronell.
Oh, it's been snaps. You know, Parker from Pluto, an old grumpy legend, is always hitting on all cylinders. Snap. Okay.
Snap. All right. Okay, Miss Nakia, is Distant Memories getting some snaps or some rotten tomatoes?
Snap.
And music aficionado, the one and only Dan Prosper. You seeing some snap, sir, or some rotten tomatoes and pumpkins?
Where do you get this stuff? This is amazing. This woman blows me away. She's really got talent. I'd give it snap.
Well, I hope you enjoyed the performance from Punkin from Pluto, an original Old Grumpy legend. You can catch her daily on Old Grumpy Houston with the remake, Punkin from Pluto. Now it's time to continue our interview with Dan Prosser. Nakia, take it away.
Thank you, Ronnie B. Dan.
Hi, Nakia.
Hello, how are you?
Great.
Thank you so much for sharing how you dealt with the challenges of letting go of the past disappointment to accept the necessary risk to move on to a more powerful future.
Yeah.
You know, I personally have experienced being manipulated into expecting one thing only to have a very different reality, unexpected reality to show up when I looked at the big picture. So now I'm looking at things that will bring us hope and inspiration at this point. So thank you again for sharing.
Mm-hmm.
In this segment, we're going to learn more about Dan and some of the challenges that he faces having his CEO coaching and transformation business succeed and exceed in all expectations. Dan, do me a favor and share the aha moment when you knew in your heart of hearts that being a business coach and specifically coaching CEOs was the right thing for you to do.
Well, let me think about that. You know, coming out of that experience of selling my company, and then at that point, I'm wondering what I'm going to do. You know, where am I going to go? And I had a synchronistic experience at that point, which was to meet some people who were involved in the best places to work environment. You know, companies that are voted by their employees to be, you know, best places to work. And I got my hands on some surveys that had been done in Houston, and I spent the next 2 years developing a real understanding and a real knowledge of best places to work. And that's what really led me to want to share the knowledge I had about what makes a great company. So I came up with some really interesting insights, and I knew that I needed to share those. I knew I needed to take them out and begin to help CEOs how to create an organization that actually can execute strategy and actually have employees love what they do and have what they want, you know?
We all need that.
Yeah, we all need that one.
Oh, wow.
So that was a really interesting time, you know, and it was coming right out of that bad experience. So I think it was like closing the door allowed another door to open, and that really kind of told me what direction I was going to take for the next. It's been 10 years.
Oh, excellent! That is awesome. I mean,
yeah.
To have such a transition and that type of aha moment is not something that happens every day. So you have to really catch it. You have to really see it and experience it, go through it. So what circumstances or people challenge you in having your business and the difference you make exceed all expectations? So what are you doing right now to overcome any obstacles that are coming your way?
Well, that's an interesting question, and I recently have decided to move out of Houston. I've moved up to the mountaintop to sit with the other gurus. No, I've actually moved into Colorado for the next year, and I'm spending the next year launching 2 books, launching a new website and a new web approach to training CEOs, and my what's really in my heart is to work with entrepreneurs, you know, micro entrepreneurs, micropreneurs, or solopreneurs, professional people, because that's really the largest market. So that's my challenge right now, is to really take these 2 books that I finished and get them out. And I'm hiring a publicist, I'm hiring some marketing people, and beginning to build something brand new.
Okay,
So that's my big challenge right now.
Okay, so you're getting your team together to help you overcome some of those obstacles, right?
I'm reinventing myself again,
Okay.
Again, I'm 65 years old, and I'm almost 65, and I'm headed in that direction again. Of, something brand new, and I love it. I love it.
You're young.
No retirement for me, man.
Absolutely. I'm riding with you.
Okay, Nikia. Come on.
Would you be willing to share a disappointment that involved working with others that still have you shake your head today? Now, this is not with, the transition of being a coach. This is actually working with someone else.
Yeah. I've had clients who have had amazing results, and I've had clients who have just absolutely dug their heels in and refused to take a look at how they were being in business and who they were being in business, and totally unwilling to let go of just what they felt they needed to hold on to. And
those unbelievers.
Well, they're not unbelievers. They have a tremendous amount of fear.
Okay.
If they let go, what's going to happen? And really, what ends up happening is exactly what they fear is going to happen. And
so speaking it into existence is that fear that everybody experiences. I've experienced that. I mean, we hold ourselves back and have those moments when it's like I shouldn't be here. I should be further along right now. I should be in a different place right now. But because of that false evidence appearing real, which is fear, holding myself back and preventing me from climbing and getting on the other side of that mountainside.
Yeah, well, we all experience that. We all deal with it. I mean, that's just part of being a human being, is to have to deal with the negativity that you come up with in your own mind about yourself.
Hey, Dan, this is Ronnie B., and I just have a small question for you. And that, can you tell us a time, a specific case, and you don't have to name names or anything, when whether it might have been coaching, whatever, but after all was said and done, you were left disappointed? Like what happened?
Yeah, I'm actually looking at an email that I sent to a client. I just brought it up to remind myself of what exactly I was dealing with there. And with this particular client, it was really trying to have her understand who she was for other people, and to be able to distinguish herself from the competition. And what she went on to do was to focus on the competition and try to compete with them. And it just made it much more difficult for her to actually deal with her clients.
Well, what made it disappointing? Because you've had other clients who, didn't take the coaching. Why did this one become a disappointment?
Well, wow, what a good question. I think it was because I could see the possibility for her so distinctly for myself. And I could express that possibility to her. And yet, in her fear of failure.
No, what was disappointing was that you could not show her the light.
I couldn't have her see the light. It was a tough one.
That would definitely be disappointing.
It was disappointing.
But light bulb, and it's like, it's right there in front of you. Why can't you open your eyes and see it? It's like, grab hold to it. It's right
You weren't with me, Nikia. You've been with me. Bop over the head, right?
Yes, I understand
just
that.
Couldn't execute,
Like,
you should have told. I should have had you there. You could have told her. It still has me shaking my head, though. I'll tell you that.
So, Dan, share a moment with us, a specific moment where your efforts and the memories of your work did with others did bring a smile to your face. What is that significant moment, the other side?
Yeah, well, the other side of it is that, I mean, there's clients who have just produced amazing results and taken the coaching and listened. One of them that I think of right now is one that went on the Inc. 500 5,000 list as a result of working together. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, but that I got them when they had a $60,000 loss the year that I picked them up, and when I left them, they were doing $2 million on the bottom line.
Wow.
After they paid all their salaries. So
that would be a smile to my face.
That's a good one, huh?
Wow, that is amazing.
Well, Dan, I know that you and I can truly talk forever.
Well, I think, we could.
We could. And
you get it.
But it's time to hear from our listeners. I'm sorry, I'm just so excited and overwhelmed by all the information that you shared. So, Ronnie B., why don't you tell us what do you hear from the ethers? Thank you.
All right. Okay. Now, over in the ethers, and, we got a couple of ethers tonight, and since Shani isn't here, the listeners are going to be treated to the voice of reason taking us to break. That's called a heads up because we don't have fancy equipment to tell each other heads up. But other than that, let's see what we could. Our first came in from. Okay, this one comes in from a listener from Old Grumpy, New York. Miss Judy, your sharing had me look at how much I play the martyr as a way of putting others down. When Ronnie B. said it was inauthentic to be a martyr and you agreed, it was a cold slap in the face. Every excuse I had for helping people who didn't appreciate my help came to light. I would rather complain about them than take on the challenge of working with people who don't need help. People at the top levels, people up to big things in the community or church. Ronnie B., I have another word for martyr. It's called coward. I love this show. The poetry from Shani shakes you up, and Food for Thought is a perfect setup to get started on the journey. Love it. And that was from Joanne Kroll. And thank you, Miss Kroll. We love your comments, and we will make no martyr. You can work hard, but no martyr. We're not into that. All right, we have another list. Oh, Nakia, you have come a long way. Your interview with Judy was refreshing. You took it to the next phase. That's right, a bag of chips and all of that. Well, now she says the poetry and words from Shani and Miss Cookie were deep. What happened? The singers on the corner needed Miracle Grow and Scott's Turf Builder. Even the poet was weak. Ooh. I was ROFL, rolling on floor laughing at the panel, hilarious and fun. It amazes me how they can cut like a knife and never be mean-spirited. Miss Rose is my hero. She is crazy. And that was from Dina Chavez. Thank you, Dina Chavez. Miss Rose is crazy. And they are not mean people, no matter how hard they try. And we have one more time for one more. Thank you for sharing, Judy. You are a champion for humanity. You made my heart smile, smooches and roses. And that was from Simon Kenneth. And Simon, we loved having Judy Morris, America's first feng shui master, on the show. But right now, let's take it to break. Voice of Reason, take it away.
Coming up in the next segment, the finale. Our interview with Dan Prosser continues. Food for thought and the prosperity work.
Win, win, win. You do the work. You take the chances. You have the success. And you know you may win the game, but you are not at the top of your game. Be it your business, relationships, or deepest desires, this year is your year to personally break through and win solutions. That's WYNN. has what it takes to support you in having that breakthrough. Garrison Wynn is the master of success. Put him to work and go beyond winning to breakthrough. If you are ready to fulfill your destiny, don't hesitate. Contact us at Wynn, that's WYNN Solutions.com, or call 888-833-2902.
We give it all to you on Grow Your Mind and Money, and we do it all with love. Darronell, over to you.
The finale. Dan, it has been a special treat having you on the show tonight. I am so glad because we share something that nobody on this show knows. And when I tell you, from listening to you share freely, I can share this with you. Are you ready for it, Dan?
I'm ready. I'm standing ready.
Okay. My master's thesis was on training, coaching, and mentoring executive managers and CEOs.
Oh. Wow.
Yeah. I wrote a thesis on that, and for my master's program, and you know what?
Wow.
Would have never thought.
A master? You got a master's on that. That's incredible.
Yeah, master's. Yeah, training and development. So yeah, so I never envisioned an interview that I'm about to do with somebody that is definitely, I'm not going to say knee deep, but up to your neck in CEOs and doing that kind of training. That's awesome.
Well,
it's
an incredible experience, let me tell you. But I'll tell you, the training had to be pretty amazing as well.
Oh yeah. Well, hey, let's just go ahead and dive into it because the water is warm.
Yeah, go ahead.
But Dan, what challenges do you see lurking in the waters that would try to slow you down or take you off the path from growing your coaching and transformational business and having it succeed beyond expectations?
Well, good question, because the only thing that's going to slow me down and get in my way is me. I'm probably the best person to look at for that, and I'm still learning. I'm learning the internet. I'm learning how you market on the internet, and it's taken 4 times longer than I ever imagined. So it's my own head that gets in the way, and it's because I understand that, and I understand what stops me. I can understand what stops other CEOs.
Okay.
I spent my life being a CEO, and I can understand that they have the same conversations going on as I do. And so that's what's lurking in the waters.
Say you.
Me.
You're lurking in the waters. Okay.
I'm lurking in the waters. It's when you struggle and you get up against something that you are unfamiliar with.
Yes.
That your head begins to play. And that's what gets in the way and stops you. That's what stops most CEOs as well. The fact that they don't know and they don't want other people to know. And it's the same. I get caught up in that myself. I've caught myself on many a time, struggling with that. Does that make sense?
No, it does. It does. I can relate. I just had a conversation with my uncle who said, well, I got up and I asked Andrew, which is his name. I asked Andrew, what we going to do now? And he said, getting something to eat is a good thing. And he said, Andrew agreed with him. So I understand.
Yeah. I think that the best place to be when you get in that position is I don't know, which takes you back to exactly what you said in the beginning of segment 1 of this program. And in fact, my jaw dropped open because you said what you learned from your past experience about growing your mind when it comes to being willing to learn is, I don't know. And it's interesting because I had thought about that, and as you were reading it, speaking it, I was thinking it, and you said it, and it's exactly right. Right on the money. I don't know is the only place to start.
There you go. Great minds thinking alike.
Yay. Of course.
Well, Dan, please share 2 pitfalls you have seen people fall into when it comes to being consistent in their actions for growing their wealth, health, and well-being. 2 pitfalls.
Oh, okay. So I think when you ask me that question, there's 2 things that come up for me, and one of them is people's relationship with money. This is something that really is something that stands out when I begin working with people, whether they're CEOs or they're micropreneur. You know, it's people don't understand money very well, and they don't understand, where money comes from and what, how do you manifest it. And this is an area that I have had to deal with in the past because I have been in all phases of money flow in the past myself. So people's relationship to money is a very, very big one. It's one that is constantly being struggled with. And I had it as a chapter in my first book, and I had to pull it out and make it into a book, which I'll tell you about. It's called The Money Tree. The other thing is that I see people trying to do everything on their own. So when somebody goes into business as an entrepreneur and they try to do everything because they started out the business doing everything, and they don't let go of that business, they become what I call a rower, R-O-W-E-R, a rower. They're like rowing the boat by themselves, and they won't let anybody else in the boat. And so what I try to help them see is they need to move from being a rower to a grower, where they take themselves out of the equation and begin to build other people instead of hanging on to it all themselves, thinking that they're the only ones who can do it the best.
Oh, those are 2 very good ones, and I can understand why you said those things, having seen some of those things in action and making a parallel, because again,
sure. And it helps me when I go into work with a client to be able to figure out right away, is this CEO a rower? Because that's going to be a tough one. Or are they a grower? What are they committed to?
What are they committed to? Exactly.
Yeah.
Right on. Wow. Okay. Would you please share with us one practice that you use daily to keep yourself in action and focus on the results you intend to produce?
Sure. Something I learned from somebody else that has helped me immensely is to split up my day. To take my day, get my rituals out of the way in the morning, and to take the time to have those rituals. Sit and think for a little bit. But then I split my day up into 4 hours. 4 hours of work. I take a break, and then I do 4 more hours. And I have found personally that makes me more effective in accomplishing what I'm setting out to do every day. So I do keep not necessarily a to-do list, but a path, a mind map of what needs to get done, and I'm constantly reorganizing that. And then I split it up into 4 plus 4 of a day. That's it. That's just kind of my ritual. And if that's what you're really getting at, is what's my practice? My practice is I got to stay focused, and I can't stay focused 8 hours. I can only do 4 hours of creative time, and that's kind of what the studies have shown is that a 4-hour piece of creativity followed by a break, a complete break where I get away and don't think about work, and then come back to it for another 4 hours.
Okay.
Kind of my way of dealing with the day. Those are the best days. Those are all every day, but that's the best day.
Best day. And usually is that break an hour or 2 or?
It usually breaks an hour, up to 2 hours. I get going about 8 o'clock in the morning, break about noon, get back at 2, and finish around 6.
All right. I tell you that's a practice, and that's a good one. Again, it helps keeps you in the creative flow and gives you a break to again step away and recharge and revigorate yourself. Okay.
Exactly.
All right.
Try it. Works for a lot of people.
Yeah. I agree. I mean, just taking your eyes off it for a little bit helps.
Yeah.
But Dan, what do you have on your plate, and how can our listeners learn more about the projects and activities you're involved with, and of course, your latest endeavor that I hear?
Yeah. Well, thanks for asking me that, Darnell. I've got a lot going on right now. Like I mentioned earlier, I've got 2 books coming that are written, been through edit, and are about to be launched. I'm finding the people to bring around me, and I've got a number of things being developed that are not ready to go yet. And so there are some things, though, I can share with your listeners. I have this book called The Money Tree, which I talk about manifestation of money. How do you really create money in your life? And there's a lot of books out there about financing and how to manage money, but how do you actually manifest it? And I would like to offer that book in a pre-publication form, of course, to your listeners, and if they would email me, I'd be happy to send that book out to them in PDF format, like an e-book. And if they will email me at my email address, Dan, D-A-N, at danprosser.com, D-A-N, Prosser, P-R-O-S-S as in Sam, E-R.com, I'd be happy to send them that book. And with the caveat that I would love to hear back from them, their thoughts about what they read in the book, which could be very helpful.
Yes.
So I'd love to share that with people.
Hey, that's very great.
Thanks for letting me offer that.
Oh, no problem. Are you on any Twitter or social media sites?
Well, I'm on LinkedIn. I really love LinkedIn. It's just you can find me there and link up with me. Just search for Dan Prosser, Houston, and because that's my old stomping grounds, and you'll find me there.
Okay. Well, Dan, I'm truly glad to have had a chance to meet you and spend time with you tonight, and we want to definitely thank you.
Thank you.
So, thank you again, Dan Prosser, the CEO's coach, for being on Grow Your Mind and Money. You have to grace us with your presence again and come by and visit us at any time you're in the area or feel like dropping in and participating on the show.
Well, thanks. I appreciate that because you guys really do have a lot of fun. And it's been a lot of fun to be with you, all of you. You're truly great people to put this program together. So thanks for inviting me to participate.
It's our pleasure, Dan. We truly appreciate your time, and the pearls and gems that you've provided us will help take us a long way in our listening audience as well.
Thanks.
I wonder what special that. Oh, hey. That's not a problem. But I wonder what special dish Kia over there flipping up. She's got her apron on. She's looking like Miss Cookie over there. What have you flipped up for us, Nakia, for food for thought?
Thank you, Darnell. Thank you, Dan. Keep working. When you doubt yourself and your efforts, keep working. Your creative energy, persistently applied, will soon make the doubts go away. When you're simply not making any progress, keep working. The breakthrough you seek may just be one more effort away. When you've enjoyed a great success, keep working. Instead of resting on your achievements, make them even more meaningful by making good use of them. When it feels like all your energy is drained, keep working. Your determined efforts will create their own energy. When you're not sure what to do, keep working. The more you do, the more you learn, and the more clearly you'll be able to see the way forward. Life works best when you keep working at it. Keep working and keep making life truly amazing. What I see for myself about keep working as I grow my mind and my money is my ability to fulfill my purpose and move forward in life according to the will of God as He has destined for me, and not allowing those things that have been behind me to continue to hinder me and keep me from moving forward into prosperity. Over to Ronnie B. for the prosperity work.
Thank you, Nakia. Keep working. That is such a simple point. Look, don't worry about if you get it right, wrong, should you. Just keep working. It will work out. Now, this week's prosperity work is very simple. Just keep working at it. Each morning before you start your day, say the following affirmation. By writing my desires on paper and speaking them aloud, I ensure their manifestation. Now, not later. By writing my desires on paper and speaking them aloud, I ensure their manifestation now, not later. Each day, create a list of 3 desires you want fulfilled by the end of that day. Throughout the day, review the list and note any progress on those desires being fulfilled. The man of miracle. A world of peace and prosperity, one listener at a time. Until next time, grow your mind and money. Yeah, it's a beautiful thing.